Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, I'm SYLBOURNE SHOW, host of the SYLBOURNE Show. Today I'm at the prestigious Boisdale restaurant in Canary, Wharf at the Jampro Business Launch Series and Explanation. The Jampro Business Launch Series theme and explanation hosted by Jampro. As well, I'm joined by the High Commissioner, Honorable George Ramocan, Jamaica High Commissioner to the UK, and Mr. Brian Wynter, the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, where they will explain more about the work which has been done. Jampro hosts these luncheons periodically to inform industry leaders about developments in Jamaica which may impact on their trade with or investments in Jamaica. Today's luncheon, which you'll be seeing a couple of interviews, will seek to raise awareness of Jamaica financial services industry and the efforts of the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Jamaica to maintain a robust economy. Sir High Commissioner, how are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, we've just had a wonderful presentation by the Bank of Jamaica Governor.
Yes.
Is this whereby Jamaica is making sure they take advantage of the European British economical market?
Yes. Jamaica is poised and positioned right as we speak for a big takeoff because it has put together, its house in order.
Yes, yes.
In order to be able to get the right kind of investment going.
Yes, sir.
And the opportunities that are available now in Jamaica for investors to come in are enormous. This is because our fiscal policy, as the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica spoke about, has been very much put in place. The debt to equity ratio is now moving in the right direction.
Yes.
Inflation is, at a very low rate and quite stable as well. And of course, the job market is one in which we have a very highly trained labor force, so that anyone coming into Jamaica at this time to invest has all of the necessary provisions on the ground to make that investment not only safe but to make it very rewarding for them. The thing is that in Jamaica we have been over a number of years now looking forward into becoming a developed country.
Yes.
And
with 2030 in mind.
That's a 2030 vision in mind. And because of that, there has been a consensus on the ground involving the government, the private sector, the opposition, the trade unions, around this plan of the 2030 Vision Jamaica, which is a document that states exactly where we want to be in the next 30 years, in 2030. In addition to that, in the interim, the government has put a big focus on growth. And that's what I would call the 2020 vision, because it's really...
the 2020 based on McKinney,
yes, which really is, called 5 and 4.
Yes.
Where within the 4-year period, we are going to be in a very gradual way achieving that 5% growth. And this is really to change the whole direction of the negative growth that we have had in the past to consistently growing positively. And I think that is just to lay the groundwork for a momentum that is going. So what I'm really saying here is that anyone who really takes the opportunity to invest in Jamaica now is in for very great rewards.
Wonderful.
Because the value of that investment, because of how Jamaica is moving in a growth path, is going to be significantly increased.
So therefore, what we're seeing here, sir, is that with the world in turmoil, with the Brexit factor and everything, as long as we got the eyes of a 2020 vision,
That's right.
we still can persevere and move through accordingly, adapting at the same time, isn't it?
Absolutely. Every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit.
Yes.
The adversities we may see, whether it is in Brexit or it is in the elections outcome in the UK, or it is in the issues that are happening in North America and Europe,
Yes.
all of this within it are opportunities. And what we have to do as a small nation is to look at where are the opportunities in these adversities, where they are, and to tap into them.
Yes.
And because of that focus, because of that national consensus that we have in Jamaica, I believe that we are poised for real great growth over the next 4 years, which is going to take us to another stage. It's a kind of another launching pad where we're going to really take off. I say to people, keep your eyes on Jamaica. If you really want to grab opportunities, come to Jamaica, because Jamaica is already a world brand.
So therefore, I mean, since you've been here, how long you been here? It's like you've been here for years.
That's right, that's right. It's been 6 months, but it's like 6 years.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing you everywhere. I've seen you in some park doing some running. I've seen you in Liverpool. I've seen you in, you're not in Liverpool yet.
Oh yes.
Manchester. I'm saying, young people are saying that they're tired, man. But
well, I tell you, this is the name of the game. And you know, when you see a real opportunity, that in itself energizes you.
Yes.
And I see that there are, not only based on what's going on in Jamaica, but what's going on here in the diaspora, where we have so many highly skilled young people, second, third, and fourth generation, who are just wanting to hear how I can be a part of all of this. And that is what we're doing at the Jamaica Diaspora Conference that comes up on the 23rd to the 26th of July. And there is going to be quite a bit of explanation on the direction in which we're going and how you can participate in what Jamaica is doing, how we are addressing issues of concern to people, and how it is that they can have greater opportunities for themselves by coming to Jamaica. Investing in Jamaica is the opportune time. And believe you me, it is the kind of a decision that once you go into it now, down the road, it's going to be...
Or as they say, once you go, you know.
And that is true, because that is what brings back 42% of the tourists. People who visit Jamaica keep coming back year after year. It is because when they go, they know.
Well, fantastic, High Commissioner. Thank you so much. And of course, I saw today there was a heavyweight of investors or potential persons to engage with Jamaica. That was really good as well.
And each of them, they have done their homework. And they were able to share with us their own optimism about Jamaica's future, because of what they see happening in Jamaica, because of the way in which Jamaica has remained stable over recent years. The exchange rate, even though it's devalued over a long period, has now stabilized off, and it is there. So there's nothing that is happening in Jamaica that gives you the sense that there is instability, that is now setting in. We know that this is just a great place to do safe investments.
Well, Commissioner, thank you so much, and keep doing what you do best.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Of course.
I'm joined by Mr. Brian Wynter, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, who was a guest of honor at Luncheon here in the UK. I think we should have had the Minister of Finance, but he's in transit. But I'll let Mr. Wynter explain why he's here in the UK. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
It's very good to be here.
Pleasure is mine, sir.
It's very nice to be on your show.
Good.
We are here on the Minister of Finance, the Honourable Audley Shaw, is leading a small mission with myself and some officials from the Ministry of Finance,
Sure.
senior officials, to meet with investors the type of investors who invest in Jamaica's sovereign debt.
Yes.
These are large fund managers in the
Yes.
city. We'll also be in Europe, to several cities in Europe over the next few days.
Yes.
And this
So
is
this is
the
just a start.
this is the second leg
Yes.
of a regular, what we call it, the Investor Roadshow, Government of Jamaica Investor Roadshow, that the government does on a regular basis every year to update people who either have invested in our bonds or may invest in our bonds, to give them a routine update on developments in Jamaica.
Yes, yes. So tell me now, what would we say now is the state of Jamaica at present, the current state of the Jamaica economical climate? And you can look at the audience as we say this now, as a sort of, Jamaicans in the diaspora wanting to get some key information.
Well, I would say that Jamaica, as you would know, perhaps, has gone through a extended period of adjustment in the last few years. Jamaica had very high levels of debt. The government debt was reaching 145% of GDP. And this arose out of some challenges in Jamaica's economy. It really had, Jamaica was importing and paying for imports with money that it wasn't really earning from exports
Yes.
of goods and services. So correcting these things was an imperative. I'm happy to say that where we are today, after a very strong economic adjustment program, today I would say that Jamaica's economy is stable. The balance of payments, we are now not spending more than we earn. We're not therefore borrowing in order to pay our bills. In fact, the debt that I just spoke of has dropped significantly and is heading downwards. And I think more importantly, as we remove the obstacles to stability, we're actually experiencing a more stable economy. The challenge in Jamaica is to use that stability, because stability on its own is not really a value. It's stable for something.
Yes.
And we need to use that stability to generate the kind of economic growth
Yes.
that delivers jobs and rising living standards in Jamaica. And I would say that process has begun in Jamaica with some rising levels of investment, falling unemployment rate,
Yes.
because more jobs are being created. And that process is what we need to stimulate, unleash, so that it really delivers the maximum potential, which is quite a bit higher than
Yes.
what we have right now. And I think we're on a good path to get there.
Now, tell me, we are now living in a very, what should I say, a volatile economical world globally. You've got CARICOM, CARIFORUM, and you have Brexit with Europe. I mean, you're in Europe now. I'm sure at your desk in Jamaica, when with the Brexit factor, what is the thinking of Jamaica and yourselves in regards to Brexit?
Well, I think it's apart from the tremendous surprise that I think everybody received
Yes.
a year ago, and that had
Which
already
is the
had
anniversary now.
yes, and it already had a very significant impact on financial markets, on the pound. That has changed relative prices of the UK to foreigners, made
Yes.
the UK cheaper, and
Yes.
that already shifts some of the direction of trade and investment.
Yes.
But it's early to say what the real impact will be, especially given the uncertainty that you touched on.
Yes.
So we watch it very carefully. I'm kind of happy to say that the worst aspects of what might have happened after last year's vote, we didn't see in the immediate aftermath. There was some trauma, but so we were on heightened alert in Jamaica because,
Yes.
as you said, it's a very risky world. A lot of
Yes.
dangerous things happening. Here was one, and it did have the potential to impact Jamaica
Yes.
quite negatively. What I can say is that did not really come through. I'm happy to say, because that would have meant bad news in Britain.
Yes.
But as you know better than I,
Yes.
there's a lot more to go on this
Yes, yes,
story. So we
yes.
watch it with a lot of interest. and really pay attention to all of the various risks that arise from around the world. Jamaica, as you know, and Jamaicans, your listeners know, it's a very open country, very open economy. We're affected by what happens in the world. And I think that's actually something that we've suffered the pain of it, of that openness. What we have to do is to enjoy the benefits of being open, and the benefits are actually quite tremendous, and I think that's part of what we're seeing now.
Well, I couldn't do a proper interview without asking a question which I know listeners would be asking, is about the impact or the effect of CARICOM, CARIFORUM, even though you're talking Jamaica, but the coming together as a bloc in dealing with the whole European and UK split.
Well, I think the Jamaican government has had launched a review of CARICOM and what CARICOM means. A commission had been formed by the Prime Minister. That commission, I believe, has done its work. I believe there's a report that is being reviewed. I think I haven't reviewed it myself yet. Or a draft report. I'm not clear of the stage. So that's an opportunity to examine, for the government to examine all of its relationship with CARICOM, to see what's good, what's not. So let's see what comes out of that. There's clearly benefits of strength in unity, so to speak. We're a small country. Joining together with others has a certain obvious logic from the surface. But then how does it work? Does it actually work to our advantage? Does it make sense? Those are, I think, important questions that deserve examination, I think, at least in every generation. And we'll see what comes out of that.
Sure. Now, finally, you had some very key guests today and sharing their views, because right now you're a conduit for Jamaica, right? You're supping in some of the information. What would you say came out of the discussions that you had with some of the key bankers and economists in the room today? Well, whatever you're privy to say, sir.
Sure, and I think it was a private meeting. I think an attempt to foster discussion amongst interested parties and to hear from us. I stepped in for the minister who was delayed by air travel, which does do that to us. But I think that the sense I got, and I found it very stimulating, that these are people with a lot of interest in Jamaica. And here we're talking not so much now about the kind of investors that I'm used to dealing with normally, who are the sovereign investors who deal with macroeconomics and the aggregate picture. These are people who might invest in those ways, but these are more, it seemed to me, people who would invest in real things. And I think that's the important investment when it comes to now delivering on jobs and improvement in the welfare of in the well-being of Jamaicans. So it was exciting. I think the feedback that I received there was very positive, very interested, very engaged. The kind of questions asked all were on point, that relate to, how are we doing with this? What have we thought about that? On which I'm happy to say we could give good answers. But there's no perfect answer. And I believe the kind of engagement from people with those sort of resources augurs well for where we're going. Let's see, of course, what transpires from this kind of engagement. I'm a central bank governor, so we tend to talk stability. We're not the most exciting people. That's it's a professional hazard to be too stimulating or interesting.
Because we've got Carney here, keep holding the interest rate very low for years. A couple of years now.
And we'll see what does that mean to people. But I only meant to say that I think I'm sorry that Minister Shaw could not be here right now, because I think there is a really important story to tell about what we're doing in Jamaica that I think can be. It's a testing but exciting time. And I think it's something that I think Jamaica will repay your attention. And I think a big part of what's ahead of us is how to ensure that all these things we're doing, that they are actually sustainable. So that we're dealing with a longer term perspective now, fixing real problems, or seeking to. And many of them, as you know, can't be fixed with a snap of your finger. But others, we've shown ourselves, and I think we've shown the world, that we can fix what might have been thought as impossible problems. And I think that's that I believe in Jamaica, at least, and I hope to your listeners and viewers, gives us confidence to tackle other hard things.
Yes.
And I say us is not just economics. This is really about the country. And I'm pleased to say that the mechanisms to do that exist. The bodies like the Economic Program Oversight Committee that have been created to oversee at a time when there was a lot of skepticism about whether we would. Well, no, that was the one before. That is the one that was an Economic Program Oversight Committee. But I'm glad you mentioned the Michael Leachin Committee, because I think the government that came in said, well, that's all very well.
Yes.
That's good, and they've kept that. But we can do more.
Yes.
And the Economic Growth Council, with Michael Leachin chairing it, is them saying, look, we've got to apply this kind of way of looking at things, this consensus, this focus, this national focus to growth.
Fantastic.
And I think that's the game to watch, okay? And that's really where Jamaica is right now, focusing on growth.
Wonderful. So Jamaica is at a very good space now.
It has not been better in a very long time. Yeah.
Okay. Any last word you have to say to the Jamaicans in the UK, especially with bonds and investing, like something immediate they can do?
Well, I would say I want to be careful not to be touting any investment at all. But generally speaking, I would say that
I would tout it, of course.
But I do say to your listeners that I think we've been busy transforming, and we as all people in Jamaica have been busy working together to transform our country, to make it the kind of place that if you are careful, if you're prudent, if you study things carefully, and then you apply your energies to the risk that you're prepared to take, that you should be rewarded. That's what I would say to your listeners. And now we know, and most of you know, that that's not necessarily the Jamaica that you have known in the past. It's been a bit more chancy, a bit more who do you know, and other such issues, and then sudden changes of policy and stuff like that. I mean, not to go through all the ills, but I think your listeners, your viewers understand that. I'm saying to them that Jamaica has made a conscious effort to change, to deliver something that is more stable, that can then reward real investment. And investment is not only about money. Investment is about your time. It's about whether an individual can invest in themselves by training instead of, if you save money to pay for or spend your money on training yourself instead of putting together a party or the extra beer on the weekend.
And you could sacrifice for the long term.
That kind of choice. I'm saying, when I say investment, I'm speaking about all types of investment, not just money, but human investment, which is really what it's about. And I think that's what Jamaica has now got to demonstrate to you, to your viewers, to Jamaicans, abroad and from Jamaica, that's the kind of place it is. And I think as we do that, I hope you will find that the place you love, Jamaica, love to go to, love to be in, love to be part of, will be also a place that it's actually, that it's profitable, that you can enjoy a good income. And that's a lot of work we have to do on top of what's done already. But once we show the commitment to doing it, which is what I believe people will see if they take a look, then I think you will want to be part of that. And I think that's part of what this government, the new government, but I believe the previous government had the similar plans to mobilize all interests through the Diaspora conference. I think is coming up in Jamaica,
July,
to look at ways to sort of make sure the channels for those who want to be part of this are there and work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Sir Wynter.
Thank you very
Brian
much.
Wynter, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate meeting
Okay.
you.
And ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear, we're at the Jampro Business Launch Series, Themes and Explanation, where Mr. Brian Wynter, the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, gave his presentation with some key investors, persons with interest in Jamaica. And I took this time just to share some of the information with yourself so you can see what are going on as well. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard from the High Commissioner, you have heard from the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, but I could not leave without speaking to Lawrence Jones, who is the European manager for Jampro.
European Regional Manager for Jamaica Promotional Investment, Jampro.
Lawrence can actually tell us. Lawrence, tell us about this event and what was it all about?
Well, the purpose of the event was to promote Jamaica's financial services sector to the leading financial services sector of the world, Canary, Wharf, and the Bank of London. The purpose behind all of this is to highlight, one, the existing financial services that are available in Jamaica, two, the strong regulatory system, and three, the rule of law and the new legislation which is about to be introduced to facilitate a cadre of financial services which were never before available on the island. And these financial services, we hope, will actually attract foreign direct investment into the island in the means of establishing multinational law firms, architectural firms, accounting firms, but more so to facilitate the type of diverse financial instruments and transactions which the world is used to today, and using Jamaica as a base for executing those transactions. And so today we had with us the High Commissioner of Jamaica, George Ramocan. We had with us the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Mr. Wynter, alongside leading Canary Wharf financial entities. And they were very enlightened and attracted by the proposition that Jamaica has. So in a nutshell, over the next 12 months, Jamaica intends to pass some 7 acts and regulations which increases the range of financial services which will be available on the island. And to that effect, we are very keen to engage with UK companies to come to Jamaica and to establish their operations and to bring jobs and growth to the island of Jamaica.
Well, listen, that is fantastic. So persons in the diaspora now in the UK listening, and they'll be listening, they're going to ask a question, okay, how can I get involved immediately?
Well, immediately, there are Jamaicans in the diaspora here who are lawyers, accountants, actuaries, and so on. And these services will be required in Jamaica, and we encourage you to look at the island, consider setting up businesses there, hiring locals, and we do have a strong base, a strong pool of skilled service providers, both from the tourism sector straight up to the financial services sector.
And finally, Lawrence, one of the key questions is this. Now, if people want to sort of engage with you directly, how can they get hold of yourself? And how easy can they find you?
Well, you can find me very easily. The quickest way is through modern technology, and that is ljones@jamprocorp.com. You send me an email, and within 24 hours, you'll have a response, and we'll have arranged a meeting, and we'll be able to sit down, discuss your interests, and I'll be able to guide you and utilize all the services of Jampro to help you with your project.
And what is the level of attraction or people coming forward to Jampro, Jamaican ancestry here, wanting to do business in Jamaica? And secondly, you mentioned actuary lawyers. Are you wanting them to all go back to Jamaica, or can they do it here while they're living here, or they need to go to Jamaica to live?
Okay, starting with the last first. No, you don't have to move to Jamaica. You can incorporate your business in Jamaica, get the necessary approvals you need, and hire locals who can then do the job for you while you continue to offer those accounting, legal, and actuarial services in the UK. The key for us is to expand the local industry, add new businesses, and create jobs locally. The second question?
The second question was, how can they actually engage?
Engage us. Yes. So if you wish to engage Jampro, it's very, if you wish to engage Jampro, we are here and available for your purposes. I can only use one as an example.
Yeah, please.
So when you take, for example, Andre Nelson and Dainty from Zurich.
Zurich, yes.
Yeah, Zurich. The Jamaican couple which recently invested in a dialysis treatment facility in Montego Bay. we work with them throughout the process. We assess their business plan. We look at the elements of the business plan to ensure it is profitable, to ensure that we can facilitate the regulatory aspects of it. And we have staff on the ground in Jamaica that literally went through the process with them. And ultimately, that investment went through, and now in Jamaica you actually have a dialysis center, privately owned, which is servicing locals and foreigners and is working quite well. That is an example of how we work. We want you to come to us, tell us your ideas, we'll work with you through the process, and we'll try to get that business established in Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Easy as ABC. It's a step-by-step process, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Lawrence, listen, I want to thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And thank you so much for inviting SYLBOURNE TV down to at this exclusive. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Trevor Williams.
Yes.
That's correct?
Correct, sir.
Right. Okay, we're at the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. There's a lunch business series. Trevor, if you tell me exactly what was the outcome of today.
Well, the discussion was about promoting business in Jamaica. It was the opportunity for the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica to talk about the legislative program which has been enacted, which is leading to greater economic stability in Jamaica. And he talked through how the central bank views this, the importance of the stabilization program, the importance of the growth agenda, the importance of political stability in Jamaica, the approach to development and how they want to progress it, the focus on the ease of doing business, and a whole host of other diameters which are essential in an economy which wants to grow, which is about promoting the market economy and the way that it generates wealth in order to meet some of the social challenges that Jamaica has. And as an economist, I feel that they've really found the right focus finally in Jamaica, which is around the fact that you have to have growth in order to meet challenges. It is not about the politics of that. It is about how you make sure that the economy puts itself in a position where foreign capital wants to come there, where Jamaicans can invest and look to the future positively for their children.
And do you think, like with the advent of Brexit, this is something which is taken in consideration in the discussion?
Yes, I think that if anything, actually, Brexit offers an opportunity for Jamaica, because the UK has to open up its avenues for areas of cooperation with countries other than the European Union. It is leaving the EU, so it needs to promote free trade with lots of other countries, and that gives Jamaica an opportunity to open up its markets to UK products, but also for the UK to open up its markets to UK products and talent and skill.
Right. So therefore, and finally in closing, so what you say now is that there's a positive diaspora engagement with the UK Jamaicans, European Jamaicans, or not just Jamaicans, but the European country, I mean businessmen.
Well, I think that we've always had a focus with wanting to do business with the rest of the world, but I think that there are lots of Jamaicans in the UK, and so it has a particular link with Jamaica, obviously for historical reasons. Jamaica was a colony of the UK, and so it has a large Jamaican population, but the fact that the UK now needs to open its trade links with many other countries gives Jamaica an opportunity. One of the focus of the UK is going to have to be the Commonwealth, and Jamaica is clearly a big cultural player in all of this, and potentially there's an economic benefit to Jamaica of the opening of the UK.
Fantastic. And finally, tell us more about yourself, sir.
Well, it's a bit boring about me, but I'm a professor of banking and finance at Derby University, former chief economist at Lloyds Bank. I have a consultancy which focuses on economics and on working with companies, speaking at events, writing articles. I do a blog, www.trevorfwilliams.com, and so you can keep up with all of the things that I'm involved in.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, sir. Trevor. I'm saying Sir Trevor Williams. I've knighted you.
Thank you very much indeed.
And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Good to talk to you all.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard from Mr. Lawrence Jones, the European Regional Manager for Jampro, the High Commissioner, Seth George Ramocan, and also the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Mr. Brian Wynter, as you can see, and what they're doing in regard to investment in Jamaica at this economical climate, which is global. I trust you enjoyed it, and I'd love to get your feedback, your views, and of course, remember to subscribe, like, and share the SYLBOURNE Show, and share this video exactly so that people in the diaspora, in the UK, USA, Canada, can understand a bit more as to what the government of Jamaica is doing in trying to create and maintain a stable economy in these economic climates. Thank you very much. SYLBOURNE Sidiel, I'm out. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brian Wynter, Governor of the Central Bank of Jamaica. Please tune in to the SYLBOURNE Show and subscribe to the channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the SYLBOURNE Show. And of course, what I'd like you to do is to like the videos, share the videos, and subscribe to the channel. Let people know about it. But important thing is also to comment. Let us get your comments, let's get your views, so we can understand how to even please you better, ladies and gentlemen. So as I said, share, like, subscribe. Thank you. I saw you there. You subscribed and you shared. Thank you so much. See you next time.